Hello everyone. So we're gonna talk now about Rocky for Coaches, how to sign up and to set up the first group. So you can see the screen here. We are on the Rocky.ai homepage, and there is a specific page for coaches. You can see it on the top, Rocky for Coaches. Once you log on this page, you will find a specific button, sign up as a coach. So either you are completely newly signing up as a coach via this homepage link, or you're signing up with a dedicated coaching code which you receive to have granted access to specific content. So sign up as coach will lead to a dedicated sign up page. This dedicated sign up page will grant you coaching right and additional views on the coaching panels. So I already have an account, so I will log in. So once you set up your account, you can log in, use it as you need. And here is my sign up. So the first page that comes up is the same content as an individual, a coachee or user would also see. And what you have in addition to the Rocky functionalities, which you as coach also still have and can utilize, is a clients panel. So you see in the top left navigation, there is a panel clients, and under that are 3 panels to go into deeper detail and views. One is client activities, the other one is client groups, and the third one is purchases. So client activities is for those coaches who have already allocated their clients, their users. Client groups is the first action to do usually, and purchases is where you can buy seats for your customers. So usually the client activities would be empty. So in my case, I have already some users assigned. The first step you would have to do is to go to client groups and add a specific group which comes together with a coach code. So if you see my screen now, you will see that I have set up 2 groups, Harry Coach and Harry Remote Coach. And these are the codes which will actually assign new users to my coach panel. So when adding a new group, basically you have the button Add New Group. You give it a name. This name is for free usage, however you want to describe it. And then you give a code, you define a code which is free of choice and should have a minimum 10 characters. So my new test group. So once you added this code and this group, there will be a check if this coach code is already assigned, because it can be just used once. And this code will stay there and cannot be modified for this group anymore. So I'm creating it, and after it is created, you have additional options to set up the group. And basically what you're defining here are initial setups for new users, clients who use your code to connect with you. So you have the group setting. In the group setting, you are choosing which program pools will be available for your users. So these program pools also relate to what access you actually have as a user. So in my case, I have now 3 program pools available. I can open them. Basically, I want this new group only to see the default Rocky coaching content, communication, people, priorities, and similar. So I'm saving that. Program pools default. And the next setting is related to the standard setup for a new user. So basically, this means once a new user is signing up with your code, this will be the initial setting. So you can change the goal, and you can set up an initial call to action, which is matching to your program. So just change that, modify the texts, and that's basically done. And then you also define what should be the coaching program that your individual user sees first when the user is signing up. This is only relevant for new users. Existing users will not have effect on these parameters. So you're choosing the program. So I will do now communication, and the initial topic will be clear communication. So every new user using my new coach code, starting with communication and clear communication. Also, you can define the standard setting for notifications. Notifications means Rocky will send out reminders, and you can choose in between the options: daily, casually, weekly, and inactive. Daily means every day up to 2 reminders. Casually will be around 4 reminders a week. Weekly will be 1 morning, 1 evening reminder. Inactive simply means no reminders. So these are the default setups. So every new user will have a goal, a call to action, a standard setting. And you can also modify some advanced settings. And the first one is to skip the onboarding quiz. So if this option is activated, the new sign-up user directly jumps into the app with, in my case, communication. If not, the user after sign-up will have a little quiz to find another topic. And this is a very important function, roles. So what you can see here with roles is what level your individual customer or coachee will be connected with. And there are actually 2 options. One is default, which means only access to the content, but no coaching by yourself. So you will have no access to any information of the user or any chats. However, if you choose coachee, you will actually be granted access to the chats with Rocky of these individuals, and you can read them and modify content. Doing that, you also, if you are doing a trial, you can add a number of free chats from 4 to 8, which might be interesting if you are testing out something, if you're new to the program and you want somebody just to try it out. So the group is set up, and I will close this window. You can see I added this new group, my new test group. I had a random coach code, and this random coach code you should remember, because if an existing user who already has signed up to Rocky wants to access your specific program, or if you want to modify the user role to a coachee, this is the coach code to make this happen. It cannot be modified, but you can add up to 10 new groups. So imagine you are an individual and user. You could also add the coach code afterwards, and basically you do this in the profile section, so you can tell this to your client. Under coach code, you see here a field, my coach code, and here's basically where you could add the code, including the hashtag. Once I'm saving this, I will have access to this dedicated content and will be also assigned as a client with a coachee profile. Going back to the clients panel, so we have set up a group. So this is the first step. Now, either your clients are signing up by themselves and use this coach code for sign up, or they have an account and add this coach code, but also you can invite users. So you see here is a button, invitation status. In this invitation status, you can create a new user account. So basically what is happening here, you're adding a name, you're adding an email address. The email address must be unique. So if the email address is already registered, this will not work. But for any new client, you can actually invite them. So by adding the username, by adding an email address, an invitation will be sent out. So you're choosing what group you want this new user to be connected with. This is the new use, and you can also define a date when the invitation will be out. It must be within the next 2 weeks. Once you click on create account and the email is available, an automatic email will be sent to this address by Rocky with a password to access Rocky, the app. It works on browser, on iOS, on Android, so on all 3 systems the sign-up information are the same, and it's always connected mainly with the email address. Once you invited a number of users, you also can see here in this panel an success information. So if the email address is already allocated, there would be an error, but else you could see, okay, success. Here's the date, user was registered, the goal was set, and the email was sent out. Afterwards, if these users then sign up the first time, or if the email is created, you will see them in your client activities under the groups. So my new group is empty because I didn't add a new user, but I had 2 other groups which have 3 and 9 users each. And in the next video, I will explain what you actually can do by connecting with them, by reading the chats, by changing their configuration and settings. Thank you very much, and talk to you next time.